Kathleen Henry, and we're going to find out a little bit more about this election that's coming up. Kathleen has some tips for us and some information that you need to really listen to. So welcome, Kathleen.
Well, thank you. I would like to talk about two aspects of voting today, if I may. I'll start out talking about the election itself.
Okay.
It is a Democratic primary on June 11th, Hunters Crossing, from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
That's standard. Now, the reason that it is called a Democratic primary is there will be just one ballot, and on that ballot will be the names of only Democrats. Now, going back to your Civics 101 class, I'll remind everybody that you only need a primary if two or more people from the same party are interested in running against each other for the privilege of running against the person or more of the other party in the general election. Right. The Republicans have settled theirs with conversations, conventions, firehouse primaries, as they're called, etc. So it's just the Democrats that will be on the ballot. Okay. Now, because Virginia is what they call an open primary state, which is because you cannot register by party, that means that any registered Green Spring voter, regardless of their party preference, can vote in this election.
Okay.
Yes, so we need to understand
what date is that. What's the date?
The date, June 11th.
June 11th.
On a Tuesday. They're always on a Tuesday. Okay. The ballot will only have candidates for 3 offices. The first is Commonwealth's Attorney, and that's Moreau and Desconto. And then members of the Board of Supervisors from the Lee District is Cause, Lusk, Melicaccio, and Hebron. Some of these people have not run before, and we're not as familiar with their names. And then for the chairman of the Board of Supervisors, McIlvaine, Chapman, McKay, and Plerhopeles. Okay. Now, if you want to read up about anything with regards to our state Senate or our House of Delegates, you have just one number to remember. And it's just by coincidence because everybody else has 2 numbers, but Green Spring only has 39. How old was Jack Benny? 39, exactly. And both our state Senate and our House of Representatives are from the 39th district. So that's when they have many, many things to look at, you can just zero in on that 39 and know that that's for you. Okay. As with general elections, there will be absentee voting.
Okay.
Both by mail and in person. The in-person absentee ballot has already started at the governmental center and will continue until June 8th. The hours vary, so you would want to call them to find out. If you have trouble getting their telephone number, you can call me. Believe me, I know it off by heart. And the satellite, some of our residents have found satellite absentee voting convenient. But for a primary, the satellite's only open one day, June 8th. And the nearest one is, as usual, the governmental center in West Springfield by the high school there. And that's, as I say, June 8th from 9 to 5. Okay. If you are interested in an absentee ballot by mail, just get in touch with me and I will put one in your cubby, or you can get them online. I find more and more people can do more and more things online. Eventually they're going to put me out of business, but that's the way it goes.
I doubt that.
Yeah. Okay. And now primaries are not considered by some people to be as important as the general election, and I can never understand that myself, because in a primary what you are doing is taking that first crucial step toward getting your candidate to
Right.
represent you in the general election. Okay, so we've talked about the ballot, and I did bring with me today a primary ballot. And here it is. Okay, you can't see it from there, of course.
Well, the camera will get in
well,
on it. So-
that's not even the important part. I just wanted to show you that it's sort of crowded looking because everything on here but the candidate's name is written in 4 different languages.
Oh, my word.
English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Korean. Now, if that looks a little bit busy to you, and also you might have trouble filling in those teeny little gray ovals in exactly the way that the machine will acknowledge and tabulate, I have a solution for you. Yes, it is called the Express Vote Machine. Now, perhaps the people in the booth could put up a picture of the Express Vote Machine while I'm talking. Okay, there it is. Oh, in all its glory. Okay, to operate this wonderful machine, you insert a blank ballot, blank piece of paper, and right where that gentleman's hand is, you slide it in. It has nothing on it at that point, okay? Then you touch something on the screen, and everything from there on will appear only in the language that you prefer, thereby eliminating all what other people would consider clutter, okay? And then instead of the small ovals, you see those bars there. All you have to do is tap the bar anywhere along the place, and it will register with the machine. And each choice is held within the machine until all your choices are made, and then a screen comes up to confirm all your choices. And then, and only then, does the machine print. And what comes out is a custom ballot made just for you. And it's virtually foolproof. I mean, if you press John Jones and you wanted Pete Smith, all you have to do is press John Jones again, and you know it'll take care of it. Okay. The Express Vote is merely a printer. It does not tabulate. It does not is not connected to the internet, so it's as safe can be. Okay. Now, unfortunately, our Green Spring precinct has a higher number of spoiled ballots than we would like. People put X's, they'll put circles around the whole thing. Believe me, we have seen it all.
I can imagine.
Yes. And so the number of spoiled ballots could be cut down considerably if people would choose to use the Express Vote ballot, custom made just for them. When you come and present your credentials and then they lead you to the ballot table, all you have to do is mention the word Express Vote, and we will go with it from there. We'll get you the blank sheet of paper, we'll set you up at the machine. Yeah, from there on,
great.
it's all on us. Okay, so if for either reason that the ballot looks cluttered to you, or if you have trouble reading the small print, or if you have trouble finding those tiny little ovals, then the Express Vote machine may be for you.
Right, right.
Okay, so let me see, is there anything else? Do we have more time to talk about?
Yes, we still have a few minutes.
We still have a few minutes. Okay, what can we talk about? Getting ready, the primary gets us ready for the general election. Oh, one thing I want to mention is primary elections don't usually have the participation that the general elections have. And for that reason, we are planning at this point to use only the one lobby elevator. When we have the general election and lots of people, we use both the lobby elevator and the freight elevator that's converted for that day.
Right.
People ask us, what is the best time to come? And since people can come anytime they want, it's sort of hard to know. But we have noticed that from 11 o'clock until 2 are our busiest times. Most people will have voted before they eat and have their little I voted stickers. Yes.
Okay.
So to recapitulate, June 11th, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., Hunters Crossing classroom.
Conference center.
Conference center, excuse me.
Yes.
Conference center, thank you. Everybody who is a registered voter may come to vote. Let me see, one elevator we're using, and we would like to see everyone who wishes to participate do so. If you have any qualms about being able to see, we have the express vote. We will help people individually. Once you get yourself there and declare yourself, don't forget to bring your ID, declare yourself wanting to vote, believe me, we will find a strategy to have it happen.
You say ID. What consists of an ID?
Okay. The most convenient thing is a valid Virginia license plate, because that can be put just on the tray and automatically, without the officer even touching the machine, all your information will come up in reaction to the driver's license too.
Okay.
Now also included is a valid passport, of course, military ID that has the photo ID on it. And then yesterday we had an activity here where the county came to take pictures.
Right, I saw
Yes.
that.
And we did that for a few people, and now that ID is valid for voting purposes only, really. But it doesn't expire, and it's free to have, so we have a number of people who want that. I've been asked some questions about the Ryall ID, R-E-A-L. I wish they'd call it something else, because that makes everything else sound like it's, fake ID. But in any event, for voting purposes, you will not need a Ryall ID. That is for people who wish to fly and to enter government facilities. But for voting, as we mentioned, driver's license, also the DMV identification card that they issue for people who no longer drive, and the passports and the photo ID that we have gotten.
And the military ID.
And the military ID. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else anybody
Well,
needs to know, give me a call. I get lots of calls.
Let's try to get people out
Yes.
to select the candidate that we want to run.
It's very important.
Yes, yes.
You can't
Okay.
win without a winner running on your ticket.
How about giving your phone number?
My phone number, 703-451-6846. And it's
Okay.
amazing how many people, it's in the directory. Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I was almost late. I was answering an inquiry when I was on my way out the door.
So remember Kathleen Henry. She's the one to ask when you have questions about voting. Green Spring is known as having a great turnout on voting, so let's get out there and choose those candidates that we want to run and back and check out for this year's election. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for
My
the
pleasure.
information.